nuestros graduados. We will be sharing a presentation with PowerPoint background, and we encourage you to use the swap shared screen icon accessible at the far right on the top of the participant tiles that appear to the right on your screen to maximize the speaker view, particularly during individuals' remarks. Now let me see if I can translate that into Spanish with Berta's help. Mientras compartimos la presentación de fondo con ustedes, les aconsejamos que usen el Swap Shared Screen en la parte superior de los mosaicos para maximizar la imagen de la persona según su preferencia, especialmente durante los comentarios de cada participante. Michael, can we go forward? This will be our program for the day. For those of you who were unable to print it or access it earlier in the day, este es nuestro programa para este día. On behalf of the Department of Chicana and Chicano Studies, welcome. Gracias por estar aquí en este día tan especial cuando celebramos la graduación de nuestros estudiantes. My name is Maria Ibarra, and it's my great honor and privilege to serve as the chair of the department and to be the host of our ceremony. Vamos a hablar, como siempre, un poquito de español, un poquito de inglés, y ojalá al final todos nos podemos entender. Today we celebrate our students' individual perseverance and achievements, which we also recognize as part of a collective victory for our communities. Hoy celebramos los acontecimientos individuales de nuestros estudiantes, pero también lo reconocemos como parte de una victoria colectiva. De parte del departamento, muchas felicidades a nuestros estudiantes. Congratulations to all our graduates on behalf of the department. Our students will leave with a diploma in Chicano-Chicana Studies, a department that was created 50 years ago. They will leave with the responsibility that all of our previous graduates have always had, but perhaps in a more pressing way, given our current conditions. To work for and advocate on behalf of our communities, to challenge actions and narratives of exclusion and hatred, as well as to hold tight in our hearts our love for our communities, to hold tight the recognition that our individual well-being always depends on the well-being of all of us. Because our students' achievements form part of a greater collective endeavor, I'd like to take this moment to express appreciation to all the parents, family members, friends, and spouses who have supported our students during their time here at San Diego State. Es nuestra tradición de incluir en la bienvenida nuestros agradecimientos. Empiezo agradeciendo a nuestros familiares y a seres queridos que han sacrificado, amado o inspirado a nuestros estudiantes. Gracias a ustedes. Este año es único porque marca el 50 aniversario de nuestro departamento. Entonces, hoy también doy gracias a todos aquellos que lucharon para crear a nuestro departamento, por abrir las puertas de la universidad a nuestras comunidades. This was the founding generation who were firm in their conviction and action and always on the side of greater justice. Thank you. I also thank our community guests who are here to give support and bear witness to the beginning of a new chapter in our students' lives. Finally, I thank those whose planning helped to make today possible, and in particular, Berta Hernandez, gracias, Michael Dominguez, Roberto Hernandez, and the rest of the committee who organized today. I turn now to our next slide. And this is to the introduction of our faculty and staff. And I'm going to ask those of you who are here to follow the order on the roster and say your name, introduce yourselves, and a word of congratulation to our students, beginning with Dr. Ortiz.
Buenas tardes, Isidro Ortiz, profesor de Chicano Studies. Congratulations to all the graduates. I'm so proud to be part of this event.
I think Adelaide is not available. So, hi, my name is Norma Iglesias. Felicidades a todos.
Hello, my name is Victoria González Rivera. Felicidades y bienvenidos y bienvenidas a todas las personas que están hoy con nosotros. Gracias.
Hola, I'm Roberto Hernandez, also faculty in Chicano Studies, and congratulations to each and every one of you and to all your family members and friends joining us today.
Hola, soy Michael Dominguez, assistant professor in the Department of Chicano Studies. Felicidades, estudiantes. It's so exciting to be here with you today. Congratulations.
Quiero felicitar y darles un abrazo a cada uno de ustedes. Felicidades también a los padres de familia.
I'm James Garza. Felicidades a todos and happy graduation, families. You all deserve it.
Mi nombre es Abel Macías, professor in Chicano Studies, and congratulations to all the graduates.
Hola, my name is Gregorio Pantoja, faculty member, Chicano Studies. Felicidades a todos y a sus familias.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Leonor Xochitl Pérez, Doctora Pérez. Congratulations to you all. I had 3 of the students today in my class. It was a pleasure. Thank you and much luck to you in the future.
Miguel is muted.
Yo soy Miguel Ángel Castañeda. Felicidades a todos los graduados y las graduadas y especialmente a sus familias en este día tan especial.
Hola a todos, I'm Mónica Hernández, and I am a current adjunct in the Department of Chicano Studies at San Diego State. Felicidades a todos mis estudiantes to be here, especially because I saw many of you graduate from San Diego City College. So congratulations to all the graduates.
And now we'll move on to the staff.
Felicidades a todos, abrazos y adelante. Esto no es el fin, a seguir adelante.
Hola, soy Dayan Corral, asistente de Chicano Studies. Muchas felicidades por todos sus logros.
And Adelaida del Castillo joined us. Adelaida, if you would like to introduce yourself real quickly.
Yes, I'm Adelaida del Castillo, and I just want to congratulate all our graduates this year. I'm so happy for you. Take care and good luck. Can you see me?
Thank you, Adelaida.
Okay.
So we've concluded with the introductions of our faculty and staff and the congratulations on their part. We're going to continue with our program. Every year, we invite a keynote speaker whose life's work reflects our department's commitment to civic engagement and social justice. Our speaker for this year is Dr. Isidro Ortiz, the most senior member of our department. Here's a little bit about him. In 1978, he earned a PhD in political science at Stanford University becoming the first Chicano to do so in that discipline and at that university. He's been a member of our faculty since 1986 and has published on Chicano activism. Dr. Ortiz has been recognized for his mentoring of students during his 41-year career in higher education. And to his delight, many of his mentees are socially engaged professionals and prominent leaders throughout California. He has served as faculty advisor to MECHA and the Association of Chicana Activists, ACHA, and has been a consistent advocate for students and educational equity, working through organizations such as the Chicano Latino Concilio on higher education. In 2017, he was awarded the James Davenport Memorial Award by the National Education Association in recognition of his leadership.
I don't know if you.
In 2018, he was inducted into the Stanford University Alumni Multicultural Hall of Fame in recognition of his achievements. It is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Ortiz to the virtual podium.
Thank you, Professor Ibarra. It is a pleasure to be here today and to share a few words. I want to thank Professor Ibarra for inviting me to do so. And I also at the same time want to congratulate her on her promotion to professor. She is the first self-identified Chicana in the history of the department to achieve that status. And it's truly a joyous occasion for all of us. So as Dr. Ibarra said, I am the senior member of the department. I have been on the faculty for 34 years. Generationally speaking, I am a member of the Chicano generation, the generation that 50 years ago created this department, one of the first 3 departments of its kind in the world. My generation, as Sal Baltenayro, an activist in Arizona, has written, grew up in a society that treated us like foreigners and tried to de-Mexicanize us and instill an inferiority complex in us. We were beaten at school for speaking Spanish. Teachers arbitrarily changed our names, and we were tracked into vocational and out-of-college prep courses. We had 2 choices. We could acquiesce and shuffle through life, hat in hand, picking up society's crumbs, or we could resist and assert our humanity. We resisted, we marched, we picketed, we confronted policymakers, we stood up for workers and organized unions. Many of us were arrested. We were some folks' worst nightmare, assertive Mexicans not only refusing to believe they were inferior, but openly expressing pride in our heritage and being pushy about their rights. And one of the fruits of those struggles, of course, was Chicano and Chicana studies, with this department being a concrete example of that fruit. My career in Chicano and Chicana studies actually began 50 years ago, when in the summer of 1970, I enrolled in the very first class in Chicano history taught in Texas, where I grew up. It was taught at Texas A&I University, which came to be known as La Cuna of the Chicano student movement in Texas. My career at SDSU, as Professor Ibarra noted, now spans 34 years. I have been fortunate to teach members of Generation X, Y, and Z. My time here has been fulfilling and rewarding, for, as Dr. Ibarra noted, I have been blessed with the opportunity to work with students, many of whom are now in positions of leadership and service throughout California. They are putting into practice what they learned in our classes, demonstrating a commitment to their community, and showing what can be done with an education that includes Chicana and Chicano studies. These include California Insurance Commissioner Ricardo Lara, who in an interview declared, quote, "My first Chicano studies class changed my life," unquote. It also includes Celinda Vasquez, who just last night was awarded the Associate Students Outstanding Alumni Award for this year. She was a Chicano and Chicana Studies major and the outstanding graduate in her class of 1999, and is currently Vice President for External Affairs for Planned Parenthood of Los Angeles. Commencement for me has always been a very bittersweet time. Bitter because students that we have come to know almost as members of our families are leaving and will no longer grace us with their presence, intellects, and talents in the classroom, the hallways, and our offices. But commencement también es muy dulce, como pan dulce, for it means students have reached a wonderful milestone and realized a coveted dream, often through much struggle and requiring many sacrificios on their and their families' parts. Algunos llegan a panzazos, pero llegan. Otros no llegarán primero, pero aprendieron y saben cómo llegar. And they leave SDSU empowered with a college degree, a degree that unfortunately still eludes many Latinos in California. At the present time, only 18% of Latino adults in California have a college degree. That's lower than any other ethnic and racial group in the state. The sociologist Marta Tiendas has said we are living in what she calls the Hispanic moment. We are no longer an invisible minority as we were when I began college as a first-generation college student. We finally seem to have the numbers and resources to make a difference in California and in the United States. Indeed, in some circles, there is recognition that the fates of our community and the fates of the nation and our state are in fact linked. But we also know, of course, que las cosas están un poco feas. Actually, to use the words that my homies back in Texas used, está un poco cabrón out there, right? In many circles, we are still not imagined as part of the American community. We have a president who has demonized our community. We have been the targets of mass shootings in Gilroy and El Paso. Los políticos declare that in the time of pandemic, nuestros ancianos, our elders, are expendable. Those among us whose work is described as essential are nevertheless treated as disposable. And you, our juventud, like other members of your generation, are frequently stereotyped as being self-centered, lazy, lacking aspirations, requiring constant praise and reinforcement, and feeling entitled to those things that it allegedly took members of other previous generations to work really hard for. Sometimes I've been asked, isn't it frustrating to teach students like that? And don't you think our country's future looks dim because it will be in their hands? To the first question, I respond, I don't know the young people whom you're talking about. The students I work with in Chicano and Chicana studies are students with high aspirations. They make education a priority and value achievements. Indeed, many achieve honors like the Dean's List, induction into honor societies. They remain in persistent good academic standing. And by so doing, they challenge the narrative that Latinos do not value education. Unfortunately, a narrative that still persists. Many of our students have beaten the odds against them, successfully transferring from community colleges. They often work many hours to support their studies and their families, sometimes working 2 or even 3 jobs. Some of them even going to work today at businesses like Costco, placing their lives at risk to assist their families and strangers in this time of the pandemic. Some find themselves serving as the sole caretakers and caregivers for their siblings and their elders, but they do so sin quejándose, although caretaking and caregiving are heavy responsibilities and add to the stresses of school. They are students who have faced but yet surmounted the challenges of being a first-generation college student, such as culture shock, the imposter syndrome, and the lack of knowledge and guidance about the college process, and often also the lack of validation of their cultural heritage in their institutions. Nevertheless, they volunteer for academic and community projects, although often they find themselves overextended. They are students who have exercised leadership on a daily basis among their peers, and they also exemplify socially conscious upstanders. Among other things, placing the issues of hunger and homelessness on the agenda of the California State University system, standing up for the most vulnerable, the undocumented, by protesting against actions like the rescission of DACA and the continuing deportations. There are students who have even gone so far as to replace the O with an X in Chicano as part of an enlightened and progressive effort to end the marginalization of many in our communities. Even though, of course, as we know, that incurred the disapproval of some of the members of our generation, of my generation, the so-called Chicanosauruses. They are students who have added another chapter of Chicanos at SDSU and the history of Chicanos at SDSU by spearheading the creation of the very first Latinx Resource Center in the history of this university. So think about this. 50 years ago, students envisioned the department. 50 years later, sorry about that. 50 years later, we now have a department and we have a center that will serve not only Chicano students, but also other members of the Latino population. Class of 2020, I hope you recognize yourself in some of these words, porque it is of you of whom I speak of and of whom I will probably speak of next time I hear the question asked and I hear the stereotype repeated. Class of 2020, Darla, Fabian, Crystal, Ismael, Odales, Francisco, Gabriel, Jocelyn, Joanna, Glenda, Grecia, and Monica, I hope that you take great pride in your collective and personal achievements. I know I do, as do my colleagues. And I'd venture to say that the founders of this department are beaming with pride and maybe saying, mira, as my late fellow Tejano, good friend, and one of the founders of this department, Gus Chavez, used to say. Through your stellar achievements, you have honored a vision articulated by the first Chicano students at SDSU 50 years ago. I look forward to and am excited about what you will accomplish in your personal and professional lives. Thank you for the confianza you placed in the faculty and staff of our department, for trusting us with your education when you could have chosen to do otherwise. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be your faculty, mentors, and advisors. And I hope that you feel we have risen to the occasion and reciprocated the investment you made in this department. Believe me when I say that collectively you are the most impressive class among the 34 classes whose commencement I have attended. And lastly, please know that I am fully confident that the future of our community is in good hands. Not because Donald Trump and his manos chicas may soon be gone, ojalá, but because it will be in your hands, en las manos of those who have shown que sí se puede y sí se pudo. Congratulations, felicidades. Les deseo salud, amor, dinero y tiempo para gozarlos, and of course, also that you receive all A's in your classes. And may you be lucky to be at the commencement of the 100th class and with pride be able to brag that you were at the 50th. Les envío un virtual abrazo. Adelante y gracias.
Gracias, Profesor Isidro Ortiz, for sharing your palabras, for sharing your experiences. We're so happy you were with us today.
Thank you.
Going forward, every year we choose an outstanding graduating student, a person who graduates with a very high grade point average, but who also exercises leadership and demonstrates a commitment to their community. This student also chooses a most influential faculty member. I would like to ask Dr. Victoria Gonzalez Rivera to the virtual podium, and she will introduce our outstanding graduating student and the most influential faculty member. Victoria?
Our student this year is Gabriel Hernandez. Gabriel is our most outstanding graduating senior. Gabriel has received the Cesar Chavez Memorial Scholarship and the Gracia Molina de Pic Scholarship. As a transfer student, Gabriel made his time at SDSU count. He volunteered at Chicano Park, at el Centro Cultural de la Raza, and helped extensively with the Dia de los Muertos exhibit in fall 2019. Congratulations, Gabriel. And Gabriel has chosen Professor Norma Iglesias as his most influential faculty member. Professor Iglesias is a world-famous transporter scholar with 40 years of academic, art, and multimedia experience. Ella es indudablemente una pionera en su campo y una reconocida mentora. Felicidades, Gabriel, y felicidades, Norma.
And now we'd like to invite Gabriel to say a few words.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ortiz, you did not make that easy for me. For many of you, this will probably be the only time you see me not in my trademarked leather jacket or spikes or chains. Take a good look at it. This is only going to happen maybe 1 or 2 more times. I would like to thank every one of you for helping me and being a pillar throughout my time at SDSU. You have no idea how much easier it was to have an entire team of faculty who actually cared and took the moment to actually guide me through different avenues and resources. I also want you to know that I did take Chicano Studies with me to my other major, marketing, and I definitely made sure they knew we were around. To the graduates, there's no other way to say this, so I'm just going to go straight from the heart. This is not how we wanted this to happen, but that's okay. This is just another obstacle we're going to have to take and completely bull rush through it, just like anything else that we've done in the past. In the future, we're going to go ahead and look back at this fondly and remember, hey, we were that weird class who had to actually sit in front of our computers for graduation. How weird was that? And we're going to take this moment and we're going to go ahead and treasure it at the end of the year when we can actually see each other again. Don't let anything stop you. Dust yourself off if you fail. And when you get your chance, when you get whatever job, whatever career you're looking for, make it count. Thank you.
Gracias, Gabriel. I'd like to invite Dr. Norma Iglesias Prieto to the podium.
Gracias. Voy a hablar en español porque es mi lengua del corazón. En primer lugar, me siento muy honrada, Gabriel, de que me hayas seleccionado como the most influential faculty. Muchas gracias. Gabriel es un excelente estudiante y persona. Tuve la oportunidad de ser su maestra en 3 clases muy variadas. La primera fue la de cine. Recuerdo muy gratamente las constantes participaciones de Gabriel que dejaban ver tanto sus capacidades analíticas y argumentativas como varias de sus pasiones en la vida. Supe de su asistencia regular al Comic Con, de su gusto por los videojuegos y por supuesto del cine. Hablaba con pasión de la película Coco, que recién se había estrenado y convertido en un fenómeno, de cómo esta película era un parteaguas por la forma positiva y compleja en la que representaba la cultura mexicana. Y también nos hablaba toda la clase del importante rol de algunos chicanos como Lalo Alcaraz en la asesoría de la película. Ahí supe que Gabriel era alguien que hacía todo con mucho entusiasmo, con compromiso y con sentido crítico. Y también dejó ver, y hoy lo ha mostrado, sus capacidades de liderazgo. En la primavera del 2019, Gabriel formó parte de la clase sobre migración, en la que varios de los que se están graduando también lo hicieron. Y allí escribió, al igual que otros compañeros, una sofisticada y compleja etnografía de su mamá, que se debe de sentir muy orgullosa. Con ello demostró sus habilidades en la investigación cualitativa y me dio también la oportunidad a mí y al resto de la clase de conocer más de cerca su historia familiar. Este curso mostró sus habilidades para comprender y apropiarse de la teoría, algo que hacía muy, muy rápido. Por último, Gabriel formó parte, junto con varios también de los que hoy se gradúan, del grupo que estuvo a cargo de hacer el altar de muertos del 50 aniversario de nuestro departamento. En ese taller que a mí me marcó la vida, nos permitió a todos los participantes conocernos fuera del salón de clases, convivir en casa. Dijo una vez Gabriel, me metí hasta la cocina y con sus familiares. Se generó una solidaridad y una dinámica de trabajo que ahora extraño y voy a extrañar porque no creo que haya otra generación con una relación tan íntima. Nos convertimos todos en cómplices de un proyecto hermoso. Nos hicimos no solo estudiantes y profesores, sino amigos. Hablaron de sus gustos musicales, inclusive hubo algunos momentos de baile. Hablaron también de sus retos y de sus proyectos de vida, de su entrega y compromiso por los proyectos comunitarios. De alguna manera, cuando estamos hablando de Gabriel como outstanding student, estamos hablando de muchas de las cualidades de todos los que se están graduando. Y como dijo Isidro, es una generación muy especial. Gabriel y todos los que se gradúan el día de hoy son parte de una generación entusiasta y especial, y no solo para mí, sino para todo el departamento, una generación que pasará a la historia no solo por sus logros académicos, sino por su comprometida participación en este hecho histórico de que el departamento cumplía 50 años, y ahora también por los desafíos que tendrán y que tendremos que afrontar, y que esperamos que lo que aquí aprendieron y que lo que aquí crearon les sirva en su vida, y que recuerden que este departamento siempre será su casa. Felicidades, Gabriel, felicidades a todos los graduados, a esta outstanding cohort. No hay un solo outstanding student, pero es un outstanding, si hubiera esa categoría, outstanding cohort que se gradúa el día de hoy. Me siento muy orgullosa de todos ustedes. Felicidades, y ojalá que sigamos manteniendo esta relación no solo de profesor-alumno, sino de amigos. Felicidades a todos.
Querida Norma, thank you so much for your words. I know they're meaningful. We're going to move on to our next section of the program. And the department recognizes all students who graduate with distinction. This year, regrettably, because we're not sharing physical space, I won't ask you to stand, but I will ask, I just will read your names. Odalis Damian, Gabriel Hernandez Jr., Jasmine Perez, Glenda Itzel Rascon, Mónica Van Dierlen Murillo. Felicidades. We're now going to turn to the presentation of the class of 2020. And this year we have master's and bachelor's degrees which are being awarded. Our department ordinarily presents each student with a certificate of recognition, and this year it will be emailed as a digital copy, and later a hard copy will be sent. Berta Hernandez did a beautiful job. For the presentation of the class of 2020, I invite Dr. Roberto Hernandez and Dr. Michael Dominguez to the virtual podium. They will introduce each of our graduates, who in turn will have the opportunity to speak. Por favor.
Okay, well, we're gonna begin first with a candidate for her master's degree. And I wanna personally, take this moment to acknowledge our graduating MA, Francisco Garcia, who I had the pleasure of working with closely, both as a chair of his committee, as he put together a great master's thesis, but also acknowledge the work that Francisco Emil Garcia has done over the years, both in our broader community in San Diego, Centro Cultural La Raza, Chicano Park, but also in the North County of San Diego. Our first graduate with an MA is Francisco Emil Garcia.
Francisco, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, hopefully you can hear me. This is Francisco. Thank you, Profe. I appreciate that recognition. Yeah, I would just congratulate my peers. I wish them the best. I appreciate the adjustments that have been made on everybody's side, and also recognize the previous faculty, staff, and students and community members who came before us in this department and paved the way for us. So I want to recognize them as well, and just wish everyone the best. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Francisco.
At this point, we'll move on to announce our candidates for bachelor's degree. We have a number of excellent graduates who earned their undergraduate bachelor's degree in Chicana and Chicano studies with the department this year. As your names are called, please do, this is your opportunity. If you'd like to share for a moment, please, feel free to unmute yourself and step up to the mic as Professor Hernandez and I announce your names. Our first graduate is Crystal Arreola Sanchez.
Sorry. I'd like. I'm sorry.
Crystal,
I'd like
if
to
I may.
thank my family first off for supporting me in this journey that I had, for following my passion of doing Chicano and Chicano studies. I'd like to thank all the professors, in particular Victoria, for always being there for me and being my helpful ear for everything that I've been through. She knows a lot of my personal journey through college. And that's pretty much it. I don't want to get emotional, so thank you.
Thank you, Crystal.
Okay, and our next graduating bachelor's degree is Ismael Blas. Ismael, we turn it over to you.
Thanks, Professor. First, I want to thank the department for all the support that they've offered each and every one of the students. I also want to recognize those that came before us, and I want to thank my partner, Stacy, who's sitting right next to me, for supporting me in everything that academically extracurricular, and everything that I've done at school. Lastly, I just want to say that I'm excited, to finish this chapter, but I'm also excited to go out and put into practice everything that all of you have taught me, and put it into service of our community. Here's to 50 more years of Chicano studies and 50 more after that.
Thank you, Ismael. Our next candidate for a bachelor's degree is Odalis Damian.
I started crying.
Got this, girl. Woo! We love you, Odie.
I'm very grateful for this wonderful experience that I got to experience through the department. Everything that I've learned has been so meaningful and so powerful, and learning all the history and all these things that we don't really hear about ourselves anywhere else has been really empowering. And I can't wait to pursue it further and to talk to everyone I know about it, because our history is important and it needs to be known. I also want to thank all my friends, all the other fellow graduates that are graduating, because without them, I don't think I would have been able to do it. There has been a lot of times of self-doubt, imposter syndrome. And to the faculty, to all my professors that I had, you guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for creating a safe space for us and to truly be ourselves. Thank you, and congratulations to class of 2020.
Yeah.
Here.
Thank you, Odalis.
Okay, our next graduate is Gabriel Hernandez, Jr.
I'll keep it short and sweet this time. Thank you to everyone for all the experiences, all the laughs, all the times I drove you crazy when I walked in and got stuck on things with my chains. Thank you. I'll take many memories from this. This isn't goodbye. This is till I see you again. Thank you.
Thank you, Gabriel. Our next graduate is Jocelyn Ivana Jimenez.
Woo! I just want to say thank you to my dad. Sorry. This is really exciting. And thank you to all my professors for letting me in their office hours, and my boyfriend for his support and motivation. Thank you. And good luck to graduates, and good luck in your next journey.
Thank you, Jocelyn.
Our next graduate is Joanna Audrey Mallorquín. Felicidades, Joanna.
Gracias, Professor. I just want to say thank you for everyone. Thank you to all the professors who supported us through this academic journey. It's been hard, but it's been an amazing journey. I want to thank all my family members, my friends, and congrats to all our other graduates. We've all had an amazing experience together at San Diego State University. Many of you I went to City College with, and we continue our journey together at San Diego State. But I especially want to thank my mom, who was sitting next to me. I wouldn't have been able to do it without her. Thank you.
Our next graduate is Jasmine Perez. Is Jasmine with us?
Jasmine. Not sure if she is, maybe not.
Yeah, Jasmine doesn't appear to be with us on the Zoom call, so we'll move on. But congratulations to Jasmine in spirit.
And next we have felicidades to Glenda Itzel Rascon.
All right, that's you. Hi, everybody. Congratulations to the class of 2020. I know we didn't think that this would be our graduation and we should all be ready, dressed up, and we should have been celebrating together in person, but thank you to the staff, to the professors, to my professors that taught me in San Diego City College, and the ones that I had the pleasure of meeting and being in their classes at San Diego State University. Thank you, Profe Roberto Hernandez, Profe Norma Iglesias. Thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you to my friends and my family. And I can't wait till we do the actual graduation in person. But yeah, have a good day.
Thank you, Glenda. Our next graduate is Grecia Adriana Rivas.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, 6 feet apart.
Monday? Oh, right, 6 feet. 6 feet. First of all, I like to thank my family. Just to think about my journey, I had applied to San Diego State 3 times and I got rejected, and I got accepted until the 4th time. So I just didn't understand why. And when I came into this generation of this class, I realized why. I felt like I belonged. I felt like it was time for me to be there. So I'm very grateful for this time that I was at San Diego State, and all the mentors, all the professors I've had, all the friends I've met.
With some of you, we grew together from community college now to graduating, and everything that I've learned here through the major, I will cherish it. I will take it on to the community, and I will take it to graduate school that I'll be starting in August. So thank you so much. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. I love you, and thank you for making my time at San Diego State very memorable.
¡Woo! ¡Gracias!
Our next graduate is Monica Vanderleen Murillo. Monica? Thought I saw her on here earlier. Mónica parece no estar.
We have a Guadalupe Van Deerden, but we're not, I don't see Monica. Hopefully.
Pues si es su mamá y felicidades a usted también por la graduación de Mónica.
Our next graduate is Darla Alvarez, who I also do not see on here, but Darla, if you are here. And finally, Fabian Arevalo. Fabian also does not appear to be here. That does conclude our list of graduates. So if, you know, take a moment, maybe just real quickly and unmute yourselves to give them a round of applause.
Felicidades.
Bravo.
Congratulations.
Felicidades.
Sí se pudo.
Pudo.
Thank you, everyone.
Can't see her. I'm looking for her.
Todavía
We'll
no.
have everybody mute themselves again, and we'll get back to our program.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias a todos los graduados por compartir unas palabras con nosotros. Ahora nos movemos a la última parte del programa. For this segment of the program, we asked our students to submit a short video with congratulatory words from their family members. Today, we're only going to show one, but we want to ask our graduates to continue to send their videos in because we would like to include these in the final video that we put together that we will then share with you and you can share with your family members. So Dr. Dominguez will now play the video that forms part of this Voces de Familia segment.
Felicidades, Cristal, te queremos mucho.
Love it, tía.
Congratulations, Crystal. 2020, you made it.
We love you. We love you.
Congrats, Crystal.
We are so proud of you.
This is a huge achievement.
We wish you nothing but the best.
We love you so much. Go class of 2020.
Felicidades, mamá. Yay.
I love it. What a beautiful video. Thank you so much to Crystal's family. Esto concluye nuestro programa. This concludes our program. Thank you for being here today in joyful celebration of our students. For our students, I want to repeat something that was already said, and that's to always remember that the department is your home. And borrowing somebody else's words, remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else. If you have some power, then your job is to empower somebody else. Adiós, gracias, felicidades.
Congratulations, everyone. Congratulations, Glenda.
Yeah, we
Congratulations,
can.
Francisco.
Felicidades, Viras, te queremos mucho.
Felicidades, Jocelyn.
Viras, te quiero. ¿Me oíste, Viras? Te quiero.
Hey,
Congrats, Crystal.
hi. I'm so proud of you. Hey, come here. Come say hi. I'm so proud of you. You did it. Thank you. Love you. Love you too. Mommy.
We love you, Crystal.
Love you.
Hi, Dom. Congratulations to your aunt.
So for those who are still with us, it was suggested that we close out with the unity clap. If you'd like to unmute yourselves, we could close with the unity clap.
Felicidades a todos desde México.
Bueno, gracias a todos.
Gracias. Felicidades a todos.
Gracias.
Gracias a todos.
Felicidades.
Closing out the meeting. Thank you for joining us and continue your celebrations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.